Hey, Rudy, hear me all right?
Yep. What's up?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, we're gonna just go ahead and jump in if you're good. Eric Walden, Salt Lake Tribune will start off.
Hey, Rudy. Kind of a curious circumstance in that this is the second time you guys are preparing for a playoff series ahead of you without knowing who your opponent is going to be. Can you kind of just take us through, what's maybe different now than when you guys were waiting for the play-in round to be sorted out? Just kind of what you're working on, waiting for the Mavericks and Clippers to finish things out.
It's not as long. I felt like during the playing tournament, it was like 5, 6, 7 days. We knew that we weren't going to play until then. Now we know that if it's finished tonight, we're probably going to play on Sunday, or if it goes game 7, we're probably going to play on Tuesday. So it's a little easier to prepare, I would say, and it's not as long. So it's all about for us. What's all about taking care of ourselves, taking care of our bodies, and it's about us. So make sure that we stay sharp in everything that we do, and whoever. Obviously, it's down to 2 teams, so whoever we play, just make sure that we're ready to play our best basketball when it gets started.
Tony Jones, The Athletic.
How important was it for you guys that Bojan kind of found a rhythm in the last month without Donovan and without Mike, and how important is Bojan to you guys going forward, as you guys continue the playoff run?
He's a huge part of what we do, and whether he scores 30 or he scores 10, just his presence on the floor opens up everything for everybody else. And obviously we want him to shoot the ball every time he catches it and it's open, and he's been doing that. And some games, like I said, we have that kind of team when, like, we, as long as we move the ball and share the ball, some games somebody's going to score 30 and the next game is probably going to score 10. Or, it's always going to be kind of different depending on what the defense is going to give us. But he's one of our best weapons, and having him out there and having him being aggressive is is going to be huge for us down the road.
Andy Larson, Salt Lake Tribune.
Rudy, there was kind of a lot of talk last night after the Lakers loss about, what does the Lakers losing mean for the league and ratings and all of that. And I'm kind of curious, kind of from your perspective as someone who's played for a small market team for a long time, do you think the league and kind of the league's partners do enough in terms of promoting kind of the star power of the smaller market teams and smaller market players?
I mean, we've talked about this many times, and when I met with Adam a few years ago, we've talked about this too, and I think the league is doing a great job making sure that they're able to promote not just the big markets but the small markets. And I think in the game of today, the beauty, obviously, when you have a market that generates millions and millions more than other markets, it's a business at the end of the day. But I think the beauty of this game is that you can, tell stories, and I think the beauty is always in the journey more than, in the profit. And at the end of the day, when you tell beautiful stories, it brings profit. So it's, I think the league understands that. And I think, like we saw with the Spurs many years ago, having, for the just the beauty of the game of basketball, having teams that play, team basketball, I think is great for the game. I think when you look at all the kids growing up and watching, obviously the individual talent is amazing, and it's exciting to watch. But watching great team basketball is also beautiful to watch. So I think it's a win-win for the league. Whether you have superstars, huge names in the finals, or you have just great teams that play great basketball, I think it's a win-win, and you're able to tell, some amazing stories. And I think that's, at the end of the day, you know, you want to inspire the kids, you want to inspire, you know, everybody that watches. So it's a win-win for the league.
All right, Ryan Miller, KSL.com up next.
Hey, Rudy, I'm just curious to kind of get your perspective on how Donovan goes about preparing for like a regular season game versus a postseason game, or is it any different?
I think his level of focus has been tremendous, whether it's playoff or regular season. You know, I think when you want to be great, you know, you don't. Obviously, you know that the playoffs is when, you know, when everything really matters. But you know that, you know, regular seasons is what gets you to the playoffs and what gets you in a position to be at your best in the playoffs. So it's, you know, I think it's been, you know, his professionalism, his work ethic, everything has been, you know, and I've seen that, you know, this year from the beginning of the season, since training camp, that, you know, his focus was at the top. So it's, I mean, as a leader, you know, you, him doing that, I mean, it really sets the tone for everybody else. And, you know, and I think all the leaders of this team try to really do that, so that, you know, everybody else understands that, you know, even if it's just regular season, we come in, you don't just turn it on. And we've seen that with what happened in the playoff this year. Like, you don't just turn it on, turn the switch on when it's playoff time. You know, you got to build habits, you got to build your identity, build your chemistry. And, you know, when it's playoffs, obviously the intensity and everything gets up one level, but, you know, you want to be able to play the same basketball that you be playing all year.
Eric Walden, Salt Lake Tribune, follow-up.
Rudy, we saw in the Lakers-Suns series kind of the impact that it can have on a team when one key guy, you know, gets hurt at the wrong time. Obviously, you know, with Mike going out the other day, not to compare his situation to Anthony Davis or anything like that, but does the sense of urgency kind of go up now that you guys are in the second round, now that you're in the, you know, that much closer to your goal of making to the finals, you know, knowing that you might be playing some games without him? Or do you feel like it's happened enough at this point of the season that you're confident in going forward with whoever's available?
I mean, obviously, we want him to be available, but if he's not available, we're not going to just forfeit the game. So we you know, we found ways to win without some of our key guys this year. Obviously, you know, it's not as easy when you're not 100%, but, you know, regardless of who's available, you know, we're going to adapt and find ways to win. You know, that's what great teams do. And, you know, hopefully, you know, Mike is working really hard. He's doing everything he can to, you know, be back. And if he's not back game one, maybe back game two, I don't know. But you know, whenever he's back, you know, whenever he's not back, you know, we're going to do everything we can to be the best team that we can be.
Rebecca Harlow, TNT.
Hey guys, nice to see you, Rudy. Nice to see you over there. I'll see you soon. Just curious how you've been able to take advantage of having a little bit of extra time here, you know, heading into this series, especially with how condensed the season's been and how little practice time there's been all year long, really, to be able to catch your breath and have to wait on another series to finish. Is it mental or physical? What have you been doing with that gift of time?
I think it's been both, you know, being able to have a few days to ground yourself, you know, work on your body a little more, you know, get some sleep, do everything you can to recharge and, you know, and just, you know, catch a breath, and, you know, and at the same time be able to watch, you know, our next opponent playing games and just mentally prepare. I think it's a big advantage, you know, and that's why, you know, we really wanted to have the first seed, not just for home court advantage, but, you know, be in a position when you can, you know, have not be in a playing tournament, have some extra days off, and you know, and we think that at the end of the day, when it's the conference finals or NBA finals, those times when we were able to rest going to be an advantage for us. I think that health is a big part of a team success, and if we're able to stay strong, stay healthy throughout the whole playoffs, it's going to be huge for us.
Yeah. Thanks, Rudy.
Thank you.
Next, we'll have Naya Campbell, UtahJazz.com.
Hey, Rudy, kind of following up with like the stories that are being told. Clearly the story is still being written on this series, but if you could say, what is kind of your favorite part of the story that's being written on this team this year?
I think it's our group, the adversity that we've been through over the last few years, basketball, and more importantly, extra basketball. I think it's a beautiful story. It's a story of resiliency. It's a story of just overcoming adversity, and and I think it's just inspiring. It should be inspiring for everybody out there that pays attention. It's with everything that happened, we could have just broke apart, and we didn't. We got stronger. We all came back with with a stronger mindset, and I think our group became tighter and stronger. And now that we have an opportunity to accomplish something special, I think down the road, all the adversity is gonna pay off when things get hard.
All right, and last question will come from Andy Larson, Salt Lake Tribune.
Hey, Rudy, just clarifying. So you said you talked to Adam Silver a couple of years ago, I guess is what you said. When was that exactly? And kind of what was that conversation?
I can't remember. I was in New York. I mean, we just had a meeting, and we had a great conversation about, just about the league in general, and I was just asking all the questions that was, coming through my mind, and it was really a great conversation, great learning experience for me, and it was great to hear from their perspective of things, and I learned a lot from it.
Thanks.
All right, that's it. Thanks so much, Rudy. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.